Your right hand. I firm because in 1979 I began a radio program called the Roots Music Around. Nowadays, roots music is something else, so I'm not changing my root. My roots music was African rhythm music. And I continue to play reggae, so because it's related to juju, highlight, salsa, blues, R&B, and jazz. It's all kind of come from the same root. So I think that, thank you for the compliment. And for those of you who need a reminder, every Saturday night from 10 to 11.
Yes.
Could you give us some ideas in terms of the linkage African music with the current rap music?
Yes. First of all, when I talked about rhythm and how important it is, rap music is all about rhythm. It really is. There is a rhythm, and it's really interesting because that rhythm, the beats, as they're called, is all over the world. The whole world has accepted those beats as the current sound. So whether you're hearing rap music in Zaire, or in France, or in Somalia, or in Cuba, you're hearing the same beats. It's amazing to me how that's working. The recitation that goes on top of the beats is rhythm. We're talking polyrhythms to the max. We really are. They're polyrhythms to the max. So we have not lost that. We also have not lost the aspect of documentation in the lyric. Now, whether or not you like what's being documented or the form of the documentation is a whole nother discussion. But rap is about documentation. The hip-hop world is broader than rap. Just for those of you who may not be aware of this, the hip-hop world is not only the rap, it is the movement or the dance, it is the graffiti, it is the wardrobe, the dress, what people are wearing. It looks the same all over the world. I am blown away by how powerful hip-hop is and how we have influenced the entire world with these beats, these rhythms, this dress, graffiti, the colors, the clothing. It's amazing. It's a very powerful thing. What is, I think, unfortunate is that what is commercial is frequently very negative. That disturbs me. But that is not all that exists. We just have to look a little harder to find what's possible. I hope that helps. Yes, sorry.
Do you think in the African music the precursors to our spiritual was struggle and pain, or was it different? Was there a long-term history of struggle and pain? Did it continue here, or did it develop?
I don't think struggle and pain were the only themes.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But I certainly feel like what we went through in the encampments on the coast of West Africa, and what we went through on the journey to these shores, and what we encountered when we arrived here, was certainly struggle and pain. There was probably little else to talk about. So I don't think that struggle and pain was the only thing that we've ever suffered. I feel like it was such an enormous part of the experience that we had during that year, that we had to sort that out. But I don't feel like that was the only thing. I feel like we had to work. We were working to work. We worked, and we sang about the work we did. We sang so we could do the work we did. We sang so that we could survive the work we did. And every other aspect of life went on. I'm sure that there were good times. There are lots of songs that wind up in the body of spirituals that are fun songs, you know. And people had to entertain themselves, had to de-stress in many, many ways. And so I think that the music reflects that. What we tend to focus on during that period of slavery is the pain and the suffering and the endurance. But that wasn't all that existed. I think all aspects of life activity were documented with this group. I have a friend who kind of categorized the areas of life activity, and I long ago when I was listening to him talk all the time, memorize it: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, sex, religion, politics, and war. All of those things. We cited out all of those things and documented all of those things. So I think it wasn't just the struggle. Yeah.
You say we know that many of the slaves who were brought to America spent time in the Caribbean islands as well as some of the South American coastal areas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see influences of that experience in African American music?
Yes and no. Because I think that people who went to other regions of the Americas had maybe some different experiences, and some of that may be that, one, they were allowed to keep their drums. Number two, that there was Catholicism in those islands. That was a major difference because Catholic saints kind of look like Orishas.
Every day, all
You
day.
see what I'm saying? So they could practice their traditional religions under the guise of Catholicism. And they maintained the rhythms that they had in order to do that. We had a total separation from that. There were no saints up in here. And so when we tried to maintain, we adopted, like I said before, some of those, or most of those Old Testament figures that we assigned that responsibility to, and we related to them. So I think that that there were differences for even those two reasons, if no other reasons, and I'm sure that there were other reasons as well. Anybody else? Yeah, but, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't scare you. Anybody else? Yes.
Would you say that there are some spirituals that actually originated in this area? We get into the thing about
That originated where?
in this area.
Of course.
With but could you name? We always are hearing "We Shall Overcome" is from this area, and then we get people that say no, it's not.
Name some.
Yeah, name some.
Lord,
Michael wrote a poem.
Michael wrote a boat. Yes, absolutely. Yonder come day. Oh, day, yonder come day. Oh, day, yonder come day. Oh, day, yonder come day. Yonder come day. Day doesn't go in my soul. Yonder come day. Oh my God. I mean, there are so many. I don't know where to start right at this moment.
How about Kumbaya?
Kumbaya? Well, thank you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Even the form of the words. Kumbaya, nobody here. Yes. Huh?
I just said, in my approximation of God, Kumbaya.
Kumbaya. Kumbaya. There are different ways of singing even that one song.
So "We Shall Overcome" comes up all the time with people.
I know.
And they'll say it came from John's Island, and it was "I Shall Overcome."
Yes, and it was used in the struggle with the hospital workers.
Yes, it was.
Before that,
Cigar factory.
I said it was used there, but it evolved. So yes.
It was.
I mean, I think that one comes up because, we all sing a form of it now. Okay? And it was "I'll overcome." It was "I'll overcome." Black folk never would have said "I shall overcome." We shall overcome. I don't even know if we had "shall" in our vocabulary. I really don't know if we had it in our vocabulary. So it was changed. And you know who to attribute the change to because he claims it all the time. And that's Pete Seeger.
What would you have to say through the earned degrees that you worked your butt off for, the honorary degrees, the travels with Sweet Honey in the Rock, is there just one moment that no matter what, every now and then it just slaps you upside the head and humbles you?
Wow. Wow. You know, life does that to you every 5 minutes.
Oh, she got it.
Do you know that, I think it's Swahili, but it's gonseaba? Do you know where that comes from?
I don't. I've not heard it before. What is it? Would you like to sing it?
I can show you.
Okay, sure.
Gonseaba, mpotela, balikele mata, akubabana. Gonseaba, mpotela, balikele mata, akubabana. Kubabana, 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 pakwalesa. Kubabana, 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 pakwalesa.
I have not heard it before. So I can't help you with the derivation at all. I don't know the language. I don't know what's close to that language.
Right.
Where did you learn it?
High school, I was in chorus, and I had a teacher who would always teach us like the Lion King. You know how it's like yeah. We used to learn all of those, and we used to learn Swahili spirituals, and that was the one that I just remembered because it was.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the rhythms. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for sharing it with us. I wish I could help you with it.
I'll probably just call her.
Call her.
Yeah.
Tell her you want to know more about it. That's very important. Very important.
I don't have a question, but there's something I want to share. I don't know whether you remember, but several years ago, I looked online, got your email address, and contacted you because I was about to do